Hi everyone, I am going to continue my work as I share a lovely story with all of you. So once upon a time, there was a little boy called as Kadir, all of 10 years old, okay? And that particular day, he was counting all the money that he had from his, little piggy bank, his savings. 50, 100, 150, 200. He was really getting excited. 200 rupees he had saved. And that day was a Friday. The fourth Friday of the month. When the village bazaar was always put up. It was called as the Sunday. Okay. Where everyone from the neighboring villages also came to this particular place and put up their stores, shops and stalls. And there were a lot of things sold over there. It could be anything from vegetables, groceries, electronic goods, you name it. Everything was available at the Sunday. Even cotton candy, even ice creams, even lollipops. And Kadir was super excited. He took his little cloth bag, said bye to his mom, and he dashed out of his house. Okay. So Kadir went to this Sunday, okay, where all the shops were put up. He went around, there was so much of hustle and bustle, high energy in that place. Place was crowded with people, and of course, there were stray buffaloes and dogs as well. But the place looked so colorful and lively. He went from one shop to the other, bargaining and buying little knickknacks for everyone in his family. His shopping was over and he was about to get back to his house. Okay. As he got ready to go back to his house, he realized that he hadn't bought anything for himself. And he noticed there was one shop which he hadn't stepped into at all. He went straight to that shop. And into that shop, as he ran inside, he stood looking at one particular thing. It was a colorful, bright teacup. He said, "How nice this is. We have steel tumblers in our house. We don't have fancy cups like this. I think I will buy a cup for myself," he said. And he took the teacup carefully from the shelf. He admired the teacup and he said, "How beautiful you look." That's when the teacup started to talk. The teacup said, "You know something? I never looked this beautiful before." Kadir was astonished. He held the teacup even more tightly because he didn't want to drop it. He was surprised, he was shocked. And the teacup continued. "Some time ago, I was just a reddish brown lump of clay. And the lady, the pottery lady, that lady, she actually used to roll me and she used to pat me. I got very angry and I said, 'Let me go, let me go.' But the lady never listened to me. She smiled and she said, 'Not yet,' very kindly. And then you know what she did? Kadir was also keenly listening to the story now. What did she do now? You know what she did? She used to place me on the spinning wheel and she spun me round and round and round. Whee! I went. I used to feel dizzy and I shouted at her, 'Let me go, you lady.' But the lady always smiled and she said, 'Not yet.' And then she put me inside a hot oven. It was so hot. Why did she want me to burn? I asked myself. I shouted and she said, and I knocked and banged at the door. But she never let me out. Instead she smiled and I could read her lips from inside. She said, 'Not yet,' kindly. Finally she pulled me out and she placed me on a shelf to cool. Then what happened? Kadir asked. Oh, I thought it was all over. So it wasn't over, is it? Kadir asked once again. No, she brushed me and she painted me. The paint was horrible. The fumes. I said, 'Let me go, you woman. I'm going to gag now, I shouted. But the lady continued to smile and she said, not yet. After a while, when I thought everything was over, I was left on the shelf. Probably it's over, I thought. Again she came to me. Again she came to you. What did she do now? She said, okay. And now she placed me in the oven, and this was the worst. It was so hot. I shouted and I said, let me go, let me go. There was no hope, I thought. Okay, but the lady continued to smile very kindly and said, not yet. Out I came, and then I was left to cool. She left me for an hour. I was so irritated with her. I was so angry with her. I was just waiting for her to come back so that I could shout and scold her. She walked in, this time with something hidden behind her back. So I said, what do you want now? Why have you come back to me? And the lady said, just look at this. And she showed a mirror in front of me. I peeked into the mirror to have a good look at myself. I looked so different. I had hardened and I had colors on my body. I said, wow, I look so different. And the lady smiled and she said, you know what? If I had let you go without patting and rolling, you would have dried up. If I hadn't spun you on the spinning wheel, you would have crumbled. If I hadn't placed you inside the oven, you would have cracked. If I hadn't painted you, you wouldn't have got all these colors and you wouldn't have hardened as well. And for the last time, if I hadn't kept you inside the oven, my dear friend, you wouldn't have been able to hold on to all your hardness. See, look at yourself now. She smiled as she placed me on the shelf and she walked away. So here I am, my little Kadir, a mug, a teacup in your hand, smiling away. I remember everything, step by step, the basics, one by one. I will never forget the steps. The teacup smiled. Kadir once again looked at the teacup very intently. Was all this a dream? The teacup stopped talking anymore. Kadir smiled. Maybe it was a dream, but I think it was some kind of a lesson or story for him. He picked up the teacup, he bought the teacup, and the teacup came nicely wrapped in a newspaper. He tucked the packet with the teacup into his cloth bag and he walked smiling. He had bought so many things from the Sunday, the bazaar, the noisy, colourful bazaar, and he had bought something for himself, the teacup, the story that came along with the teacup. Step by step, one step at a time, the basics. Okay, so that's the end of the teacup story. Let me finish my teacup. Oh, I've made one. So why don't you make yours too, my dear friends? And this story is, this particular storytelling is an adaptation from the story Not Yet, written by Manali Doshi, which was published in the newspaper The Speaking Tree. Okay, and this story goes out to all the children, especially children of my age. Yeah, let's not forget our basics, fundamentals. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.